Hi, I'm Claudia Chase. Today I'm going to show you how to install and use the Extra Warping Bar Kit. The Extra Warping Bar Kit allows you to put a shorter warp on your loom, and it also makes it so that there's no back warp, so you can get your hand in between the two layers of warp because you don't have a back warp more easily when you're using the traditional method of bead weaving. Your kit came with one long length of Texloff cord. What you want to do is cut that cord in half, and then with the piece that's left over, and I've already cut my cord, but I'm going to show you how to do it if you hadn't. With the piece that's left over, with one of those two pieces, fold it so that it's in 3 sections, and then cut right here, so that basically you'll have one piece that's 1/3 and the other one is 2/3. First thing you need to do is to swing your clips to the back of the loom, put them as close to the bottom of the top beam as you can get, and then you're going to take one of your warping bars and you're going to place it in the holes of the clips. Now basically you want enough room that you'll be able to pass your bobbin around this. So if you're using a bigger bobbin, you'll want to put your bar a little bit lower. But I'm using a small Ceylon bobbin. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your cord. Now your cord is a ladder cord. It's got evenly spaced holes in it. What you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around. For this first piece, you're going to wrap it around and you're going to stick the end through one of the holes. You're going to do that with the second piece. So you have your 2 cords hanging here, and then the goal is to hang this bar from these 2 cords. Just think of a swing, and you want it about that far up from the bottom beam. So I'm going to take, for this you're going to use your pegs. I'm going to stick the peg in one of the holes, and it's going to take a little fidgeting to get it correct and even. See, I've made a loop here. And we're going to do that with the second one. And we'll see if it's this is easy to do, but for some reason it's not wanting to go through that hole so easily. Okay, there we go. Alright, now let's check to see if our swing is absolutely even, and it is. Next we're going to take the longer cord, and we're going to be able to do that thing where we stick it through itself on the bottom. Do that with the first one. I'm going to do that with the second one. There we go. So we have cords here, here, or here. Now we're going to take these 2 cords and we're going to wrap them around the top bar. And using the peg, like that. And do that with the second one. Okay, I stuck it in a hole that was too close to the bar. Okay, so now I'm just going to feel it and see if they're even, and they're not. This one is looser. So I want to move that peg. Easier said than done. And I'm going to move it down one hole. Okay, now they both, you really can feel, just feel for the tension, see if they're the same. It's an easy thing to detect. So now we're ready to put the warp on the loom. We're going to put the warp where the front strings are, and well, let me show you. I'm going to tie the warp to the back bar. And I'm going to take it around the front of the loom, down the bottom beam, and then when I hit this bar, I'm going to reverse direction. I'm going to put a little more tension on the loom. Yeah, that's better. It was a little baggy. A little tension, a little more tension so it doesn't wiggle around. Okay, and then I'm going to come through here, and then when I reach the top bar, I'm going to wrap around it. I'm going to do a U-turn around it and head back down, because basically you don't want any warp back here. You just want the warp in the front of the loom. And that's one of the reasons. There are two reasons for the second warping bar kit. One is it allows you to put on a shorter warp, and the second reason is it allows you not to have warp in the back of the loom. So when you're weaving in the traditional method, you can easily get your hand back there to hold the beads in place. If you're doing a wider piece, if you're doing a thin piece, it really doesn't matter, but a piece that's maybe more than 4 inches wide, it's a little difficult to get your hand back there when you have warp in the back of the loom. Not impossible, but just this makes it easier. Go like that. Actually, it's easier for people to warp with the second warping bar kit. I'm not really sure why, but just seems a little more logical to people. I'm going to tie off on the top bar, so let's turn the loom around. Put pressure on it with your hand. I really don't like tying knots. It's just, for some reason, something I'm really bad at, and everything just, but here we go, we have it. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to have to remove the front strings because they are no longer necessary. In fact, clips are no longer necessary, and we're going to take the cords that go to the front, just slide them off here. There we go. Because the warp will be in place of those cords. We don't need them anymore. Just remove them. Okay, there we go. And we have our second warping bar. And we are ready to weave. There you go.